Welcome Amin Chiakha to Algeria from Denmark. That's right, we got an Algerian Viking before GTA 6. I tell you what, when I say we're massive, I don't just mean in terms of the fan base. We are absolutely everywhere. In the recent years, look at this, we've got Algerians from Holland like Zerouki, Tuba from Belgium, Ryan Colley in England, of course the French ones, Mehdi Larice came from Spain. It's just absolutely ridiculous. You've got the Germans coming in, you've got Weiser, you've got Mazza. It's ridiculous in a good way. You've got Farsi coming in from Canada. Multi-continental massiveness for Algeria here. But how do you feel about that? Do you feel comfortable with that, or do you feel that the diversification and globalisation of the national team is a bad thing? Me personally, I think it's a great thing. And the way national teams are, you're always going to have players born and sometimes bred in different countries. And honestly, I just want the team to do well, and if we get the best players that give us the best possible chances of winning trophies, because that's what we're about here, not getting to quarterfinals and semi-finals, winning trophies, that's when we go to celebrate, then I'm all for anyone. That's why a few years ago I was fully behind Andy Delors, fully behind Mitchell Weiser at 30 coming in, because that right back spot needs help. We've got Farsi, you've got Atal playing in Qatar. Weiser does a great job there, he's much better than Van den Kerkhoff. Now you've got Amin Chiakha. You've got to get these players before they become superstars. I know people are thinking, okay, he's from Copenhagen, he's barely kicked a ball, he's a tall number 9, he's a striker, he's a centre forward. But listen to me, on this channel, when I first talked about Michael Olise, he was at Reading. Now he's at Bayern Munich. Now if people were saying, oh, why are you calling Michael Olise from Reading in the Championship? No one knows who he is. People be laughing. Now, oh, Michael Olise at Bayern Munich, we missed out on a superstar. That's what you've got to do. You've got to get them before they come early. You've got to take risks, you've got to take gambles sometimes, and I think this is a good one. You look at Mazza at 18, in the German youth setup, this guy is one of the hottest prospects, or he was, in Die Mannschaft. Germany were excited about this guy as a long-term future centre forward, and we got him at 18. Now look at the Danes, we've poached him from Copenhagen, he wanted to play for Algeria. He's not even fully Algerian, he's born in Denmark and he's got a Danish mother, and it's always the dad. It seems a lot of the time it's the dad, apart from Weiser obviously. It's always the dad, and the dad has a big influence on the family. And I think with Chiakha, he obviously felt more attached to the Algerian team. And again, look at that, a teenager coming to play for Algeria when he could have played for Denmark. You have to applaud it. I do not want to hear any rubbish nonsense. Oh, but there's great youngsters in the Algerian league. I don't care. Playing for Copenhagen is much better than playing for Constantine. Let's be honest, right? We've tried the Paradou mugs for years under Zichy. We've got absolutely nowhere. This guy is good, and trust me, one day, inshallah, he'll go to a massive club and we'll be like, oh my god, how lucky are we? The same thing happened with Benassa. We had the mighty Raurawa. We got Benassa, people saying, who's this Benassa kid from Arsenal's academy? He's one of the best central midfield players in Europe when fit. So you've got to look at the positives. Chiakha is very, very good, and he should be in the next squad. Get him capped. I know the 2 games coming up are a bit meaningless, but they're competitive games, so they can't change back or anything stupid like that. So it's a competitive AFCON qualifier. Call up Chiakha and call up Mitchell Weiser as well. So while we're here, let's talk a little bit about this upcoming Algeria squad. Like I said, we've already qualified. We've won 4 out of 4. The last time we did that and qualified, we came last in the AFCON group stage. Let's gloss over that. We're up in the FIFA rankings, which should put us in pot 1 for any upcoming draw, assuming we keep this form up. So because we've qualified, there's 2 good opportunities here. One, Equatorial Guinea away in Malibu is a really good place to test players and see who's good enough. It's a good competitive fixtures, and Liberia at home in Tizi Ouzou is going to be a fantastic atmosphere. I don't think the national team have played there ever really in any stadium. So you've got opportunities to test players in a pressure-free environment to see if they're good enough. But I want to see the right players tested. Genuinely, there's no point even, forget starting, there's no point taking Mahrez or taking Bunja. There's no point calling up these guys. We know what they're about, we know what they can do. If you're playing Mahrez and Bunja in these games, it's just because they want to stat pad or break records. I want to see what players can do. Lineups in these games have got to feature people like Boitanani. Bellumi has to be called up. Another assist for him in the Championship last weekend with Hull. If Bellumi's not getting in, there's something not right there. Shaibi, we know he should be in there, but you've got to say in recent weeks for Frankfurt, he's not done anything. He's not really been in and around the squad as much. So if Shaibi was dropped, you could understand it based off game time. But going forward, certainly that's a player you want to bring back in. But we know about Farid Shaibi. Perhaps we don't know his best position. But again, these 2 games, you've got to test the players. The Boitananis, the Bellumis. These are the people you want to see tested. You want to see what Mitchell Weiser can do at 30. That is a starting right back for Algeria, if good, if fit. Because Artal isn't going to keep fit, and Farsi's far too inexperienced. And respectfully, playing for Bremen, playing for Pep Guardiola under Bayern Munich is far better than playing for Columbus Crew. I mean, let's have it right. So start Weiser in these games. Start Bulumi, start Buenani, start Mazarif fit. We know Mazza had a recent injury niggle, but if he's fit, he's got to be not only called up, but he's got to start, and let's see what he can do. Start Amora, start Guiri. Get these guys involved. Start Chiakha in a game if you have to. These are good players. We want to see Rayan Cherki in this squad. I still think, I've got a feeling we will one day. He's played 150 games for Lyon already, Rayan Cherki. Can you imagine? He still just feels like a teenager. He's so young still. I think we're going to get Cherki. I don't think he's going to be in this squad. I'd love it if he was, but I don't think he will be. Bit too early for that one. You want to get a Rayan Cherki in for those World Cup games, don't you, next year? That's when it really matters. I want to see other players tested as well. Hamed Abdelli at Angers. Brilliant performance the other night against Monaco. Why is he not getting a sniff? And you look at the midfield, what's Kandusi doing there? What is Zorgan doing there? I don't want to hear it that Zorgan scored against Liberia. I would have. It was so bad that Zorgan scored against Liberia. You remember what Liberia did? They took the keeper off and brought another one on. That was the insult of Zorgan scoring against you. Zerouki as well. You're telling me Abdelli couldn't do a better job than Zerouki? I mean, come on. There's players that deserve opportunities. Kadri, he's another one. He deserves opportunities. Give these lads a go. So, welcome Chiakha to the national team. Let's hope he does well. And let's hope now he becomes an international player, it can springboard him into the Copenhagen first team. Let me know your thoughts on this edition. Who else do you want to see? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.